For individuals over 60, the activities you engage in post-dinner may be subtly detrimental to your heart health. As a specialist in cardiac surgery, I have observed numerous elderly patients overlook a fundamental reality. The practices you engage in during the night have a significant impact on the health of your heart. It transcends merely the choices made for the evening meal. It is the actions you take following that meal. Many individuals believe their responsibilities conclude following the evening meal. They take their seats. They engage in a state of relaxation. However, for countless older adults, this is precisely when unnoticed harm starts to take hold. The cardiovascular system experiences increased demands during the nocturnal hours. During periods of rest, there are notable changes in your blood pressure, blood sugar levels, and circulation. Consequently, specific habits, particularly those practiced post-dinner, may gradually undermine cardiovascular health, inflict harm on blood vessels, and elevate the likelihood of experiencing a stroke or heart failure, often without prior indication. Moreover, this presents a rather unsettling aspect. A considerable number of these habits may seem entirely innocuous. Certain products are even promoted as being beneficial for health. However, the reality is that they are not. In this video, I will be discussing the 8 detrimental habits that seniors often engage in after dinner, which can adversely affect their heart health on a nightly basis. For those seeking to enhance longevity, bolster strength, and safeguard cardiovascular health well into their later years, it is essential to engage with the entirety of this video. The foremost habit is the most perilous of them all. 8. In a recumbent position, immediately following a meal. A considerable number of older adults experience fatigue post-dinner and opt to recline right away. While it may provide a sense of comfort, it insidiously impacts your cardiovascular health and digestive system. When one lies flat, the body encounters difficulties in effectively processing food. This leads to acid reflux and impedes the efficiency of your digestive system. However, of greater significance, it elevates the strain on your chest and heart. The seemingly innocuous act of reclining may result in bloating and irregular heartbeat and nocturnal palpitations. Over time, it may lead to gastroesophageal reflux disease, which can present symptoms similar to those of a heart attack. Individuals in their senior years who experience elevated blood pressure or cardiac issues are advised to refrain from reclining for a minimum of 2 hours post-meal. In the evening, your heart is already exerting more effort, and reclining further increases the strain. Consider engaging in gentle activities such as walking within your residence for a duration of 10 to 15 minutes. This aids in digestion, mitigates fluctuations in blood sugar levels, and alleviates stress on the cardiovascular system. Merely a handful of actions can lead to significant outcomes. Should you find it necessary to rest, please ensure that you maintain an upright position with adequate support. While lying flat may appear to be a trivial matter, its cumulative effects can subtly lead to increased strain on the heart over time. Do not allow this behavior to compromise your cardiovascular well-being. Maintain an upright posture, engage in physical activity, and allow your heart to recuperate gradually following your evening meal. 7. Indulging in sweet confections following the evening meal. Numerous older adults take pleasure in indulging in a sweet treat following their evening meal, whether it be a slice of cake, a serving of ice cream, or a sugary beverage. It appears to be a gratifying conclusion following an arduous day, yet there is a cost to your emotional well-being. Following the evening meal, the body begins its transition into a state of rest, resulting in a deceleration of metabolic processes. Consuming sugar late at night results in a spike in blood sugar levels. The presence of insulin in your system leads to its storage as fat by the body. This adipose tissue frequently accumulates around your organs, particularly your heart. As time progresses, it increases your likelihood of developing heart disease, elevated cholesterol levels, and type 2 diabetes. Excessive sugar consumption contributes to heightened inflammation within the blood vessels, thereby necessitating increased effort from the heart to circulate blood effectively. Moreover, there exists a fact that is not widely recognized. Consumption of sugar may also influence your sleep patterns. Inadequate sleep elevates cortisol levels, the hormone associated with stress, which can subsequently lead to an increase in both blood pressure and heart rate. Suddenly, it transforms into a relentless cycle. For those seeking a delightful treat, consider opting for a selection of fresh fruit, such as berries or a modest portion of banana. These provide essential fiber and nutrients while maintaining stable blood sugar levels. Dessert might seem innocuous, yet it is subtly undermining your cardiovascular health. Avoid the pitfalls of excessive sweetness. Your cardiovascular health, your rest, and your sustained vitality will express gratitude. 6. Engaging with distressing news prior to sleep. Following dinner, numerous seniors engage the television for relaxation. However, rather than experiencing tranquility, they are inundated with distressing news. Narratives surrounding conflict, criminal activity, governance, and public health crises can subtly evoke feelings of anxiety. The mental strain leads to the release of adrenaline and cortisol, two hormones associated with stress that elevate heart rate and blood pressure. Night after night, this exacts a significant toll. The human body is designed to gradually transition into a state of relaxation following the evening meal, facilitating deep rest and recovery. However, if you inundate your system with stress hormones right before sleep, your heart remains in a state of vigilance. This could lead to irregular heart rhythms, sudden increases in blood pressure, and disrupted sleep patterns. With the passage of time, it diminishes the strength of the heart and elevates the likelihood of stroke or heart attack, particularly among older adults who have pre-existing heart conditions. One might not immediately perceive the extent of the damage, yet it is indeed occurring. Instead, replace the news with something soothing. Engage with gentle melodies, immerse yourself in a soothing read, or focus on mindful breathing techniques. The nourishment you provide to your mind in the evening holds equal significance to the sustenance you offer your body. Allow your heart a moment of respite from the clamor. Select tranquility over turmoil. One ought to experience tranquil evenings rather than the surges of adrenaline that quietly burden the heart during slumber. Consuming salty snacks prior to bedtime. A considerable number of older adults experience mild hunger post-dinner, often opting for savory snacks such as potato chips, crackers, and salted nuts. This is a prevalent behavior, yet it can have fatal consequences in the long run. Excessive sodium intake leads to water retention in the body, which in turn elevates blood volume and exerts additional pressure on the vascular system. For older adults, this increases the likelihood of elevated nighttime blood pressure, heart failure, and fluid accumulation in the lungs. Salty snacks may induce thirst, prompting increased late-night beverage consumption, which can disrupt sleep and place additional strain on the kidneys and heart. The most concerning aspect is that you might not even be aware of the significant amount of salt you are ingesting. A significant number of packaged snacks contain substantial amounts of concealed sodium. A mere handful of crackers may contain an excess of salt that could be detrimental to cardiovascular health. Should you experience hunger post-dinner, consider opting for unsalted alternatives such as roasted chickpeas, a modest bowl of oats, or a slice of apple accompanied by nut butter. These contribute positively to your heart rather than causing it harm. While salty snacks can be quite enjoyable, they contribute to underlying harm. With the passage of time, this behavior has the potential to harden arteries and elevate blood pressure levels. Safeguard your heart. Refrain from indulging in salty temptations post-dinner, allowing your body the serene and untainted rest it genuinely requires. To genuinely safeguard your heart following dinner, it requires more than mere counsel. A strategic plan is essential. The Senior Health Tracker application provides you with a comprehensive strategy Designed specifically for individuals aged 60 and above, this program features medically endorsed evening routines, heart-healthy food options, low-sodium dinner suggestions, and customized reminders to help maintain optimal heart health. However, there is an important consideration. Access without charge is nearly at an end. Numerous individuals have already participated, and we are approaching the download threshold for this month. Once it reaches capacity, only those with paid access will be permitted entry. As a cardiovascular specialist, I strongly encourage you to take action without delay. This application has the potential to mitigate the emergencies I encounter on a daily basis. This is not merely another application. It serves as your daily guide for matters of the heart. All the resources you require are conveniently located in a single location. The guidance provided encompasses choices for dinner and recommendations for what to avoid prior to sleep, all aimed at ensuring a gentle and safe transition for your heart during the evening hours. Please refer to the pinned comment or the description to download the Senior Health Tracker app while it remains available at no cost. Your heart requires this assistance, and you are worthy of it. For consuming alcoholic beverages post-dinner, a glass of wine or a modest drink might seem like an innocuous method to relax following dinner. However, for older adults, consuming alcohol in the evening can quietly harm your heart. Alcohol elevates heart rate, diminishes the strength of the heart muscle, and contributes to higher blood pressure. The impact of these factors is significantly heightened for individuals over the age of 60, those with hypertension, or those who are on cardiac medications. Following dinner, the body endeavors to transition into a state of recovery. However, the introduction of alcohol compels it to shift into a state of stress. It disrupts your sleep patterns, causing your heart to exert more effort during the night when it ought to be in a state of rest. Prolonged consumption of alcohol in the evening may elevate the likelihood of developing atrial fibrillation, a serious condition characterized by irregular heartbeats. While you might not experience any sensations right away, gradually your heart may begin to lose its strength. Older adults exhibit a slower metabolism of alcohol, resulting in prolonged effects within the body. If one finds pleasure in consuming a beverage, it is advisable to partake earlier in the day and to exercise moderation in quantity. Refrain from consuming alcohol on a daily basis following the evening meal. Consider opting for soothing herbal infusions, such as chamomile or hibiscus, which can promote relaxation without any adverse effects on your well-being. The hours of darkness should be dedicated to restoration rather than burdening your heart with anxiety. Select with discernment. While alcohol might provide a sense of relaxation in the short term, it gradually depletes the vitality of your heart over an extended period. 3. Engaging in hot showers immediately following a meal. A considerable number of seniors find great pleasure in taking a hot shower following their dinner. The sensation is quite comforting, particularly for those experiencing discomfort in their joints. However, indulging in a hot shower shortly after a meal may place undue stress on your heart. This is the rationale behind it. During the process of eating, the body prioritizes the flow of blood towards the digestive system. However, a hot shower leads to the dilation of blood vessels, directing blood flow towards the skin to facilitate heat dissipation. This abrupt alteration perplexes your circulation. The cardiovascular system must exert greater effort to maintain blood pressure equilibrium and ensure adequate oxygen distribution to vital areas. For older adults, this transition may result in dizziness, fatigue, or even fainting, particularly if one has heart disease or is taking certain medications. Engaging in a hot shower post-meal can lead to an elevation in heart rate and a temporary decrease in oxygen supply to the brain. While it might appear innocuous, it poses significant risks for the cardiovascular health of older individuals. It is advisable to wait a minimum of 90 minutes after consuming a meal before engaging in the activity of taking a hot shower. Allow your body to complete the digestive process. If you seek warmth, consider applying a warm towel compress to your neck or shoulders as an alternative. Minor daily practices such as this safeguard your heart while maintaining comfort. Be cautious that a seemingly positive practice does not evolve into an underlying danger. Your heart requires consistent support rather than additional strain, particularly during the night. 2. Utilizing several pillows for sleep. A considerable number of older adults utilize several pillows during sleep, believing this practice aids in breathing or alleviates acid reflux. Although it may provide immediate relief, it can insidiously damage your heart over time. When the head and upper body are positioned at an excessive elevation, it results in an unnatural forward bend of the neck. This obstructs your airway, may lead to snoring, and compels your heart to exert more effort to circulate oxygen. Inadequate sleeping posture can lead to the compression of blood vessels, subsequently diminishing blood flow to both the brain and heart. For older adults who are already facing challenges with circulation or elevated blood pressure, this additional stress may lead to disrupted sleep, nighttime palpitations, or even episodes of shortness of breath. Over time, inadequate sleep posture may result in decreased oxygen levels during sleep, thereby heightening the risk of heart failure or stroke. Rather than piling up multiple pillows, consider utilizing a single firm wedge pillow if necessary. Maintain proper alignment of your neck and spine. Maintaining proper nighttime posture is essential for facilitating your heart's restorative functions during rest. Your heart warrants genuine recovery time free from the additional strain imposed by inadequate sleeping habits. What appears to be comfort may in fact pose a nightly danger. Select more intelligent assistance. A single strategically placed pillow surpasses the effectiveness of 3 piled together. Provide your heart with the tranquil rest it requires to maintain its strength each day. One should refrain from disregarding the need to use the restroom prior to retiring for the night. It may come as a surprise, but neglecting the need to use the restroom before bedtime is among the most hazardous practices for older adults following their evening meal. Allow me to elucidate the rationale behind this. During the night, when the bladder reaches fullness, it triggers the sympathetic nervous system, leading to an elevation in heart rate and blood pressure. This abrupt alteration in pressure has the potential to induce a heart attack or stroke during sleep. The risks are significantly heightened for individuals with pre-existing conditions such as elevated blood pressure or cardiovascular disease. Older adults face heightened vulnerability as bladder sensitivity diminishes over time, and numerous medications contribute to increased urine output. Maintaining such a state may appear innocuous, yet it quietly places your heart under stress throughout the night. Nighttime emergencies such as awakening with chest pain or dizziness are frequently associated with this commonly neglected habit. It is advisable to ensure that your bladder is completely emptied prior to retiring for the night, regardless of whether you experience a significant urge. Incorporated into your evening regimen, this practice allows for complete relaxation of the heart and mitigates abrupt increases in blood pressure while you sleep. One should always recognize the significance of seemingly minor habits. A neglected visit to the restroom may escalate into a significant cardiovascular emergency. One possesses the ability to safeguard one's heart each evening. Commence by attuning yourself to the signals your body is conveying. It is advisable to take care of that matter prior to retiring for the evening. Your very essence relies on it. For those who have surpassed the age of 60, it is imperative to pay attention to the events that unfold post-dinner. The seemingly minor daily habits hold significant influence over the trajectory of your cardiovascular health. In my experience as a heart surgeon, I have observed the gradual and insidious harm that these routines inflict over time. Cardiovascular issues do not start with discomfort in the chest. It commences with routine choices that accumulate over the span of months and years. However, there is some positive information to share. It is always possible to embrace change regardless of the circumstances. By steering clear of these 8 detrimental habits post-dinner, you allow your heart the opportunity to recuperate, rest, and maintain its strength. Basic practices such as reducing sugar intake, taking a stroll post-meals, or ensuring a bathroom visit before sleep can significantly enhance longevity. Do not postpone making a change until a warning sign presents itself. Commence this evening. For those seeking comprehensive guidance, including low-sodium recipes and heart routines tailored for seniors, I encourage you to download the Senior Health Tracker app now via the link provided below. Your heart has sustained you for 6, 7, perhaps even 8 decades. It is imperative that you take responsibility by making more informed decisions. Provide your heart with the care it truly merits. One is all you receive. Let us ensure its protection commencing after dinner this evening.